Welcome to this episode of Rattling the Bars. In the past few months, there's been some controversy in America about the mothers of slain victims of police violence and the Black Lives Matter movement. So we wanted to look into that, and we wanted to take an opportunity to hear from one of those Black mothers. So today, Lisa Simpson is joining me, and I want to give her an opportunity to tell her story. Thanks for joining me, Lisa.
Thanks for having me, Eddie.
Okay, so could we start off with you just basically telling us what happened to your son and what happened in the aftermath of that so that the public can have an understanding?
My son was killed by LAPD July 25th, 2016 in the Nickerson Gardens. They shot 70 shots at my son and he took 35. I met Black Lives Matter when I did my second march after the police killed my son, and I went and slept in the streets with these people. And I did an interview with Melina Abdullah, Jill Stein, the Green Party president, and Yane, Black Lives Matter Philly. And they asked for money for the death of my son. Well, Melina asked for the money for the death of my son, Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, and I never reciprocated the benefits.
Okay, I understand. There was like a $5,000 collection or something to help bury your son, and you did you ever talk to anybody? Did anybody explain to you what happened with the money or why you didn't receive it?
Well, I had a Zoom meeting with Melina like 4 months ago. And at this time, she had raised like $2.6 million in her GoFundMe fund. It was supposed to have been for the death of George Floyd and the families that's been impacted by the police. But she never gave me nothing. She told me she wasn't going to give me nothing. Her core members never looked at the video. Now I put the video out, I shorten it up so people can see her actually asking for $5,000, $10,000, or $5,000 because Brother Richie needed to be buried.
There's also a financial toll that these killings take. So Sister Lisa is here. She still has not finished paying for the funeral of her son. What will be posted on all our social media sites is a GoFundMe campaign to cover the remaining costs of Brother Richard Risher's funeral. So this is the last thing that a grieving mother needs to be thinking about, is how she's going to pay for her son's funeral. To even speak those words is a trauma every single time. We don't want her to have to worry about where is she going to get the remaining $5,000 that she needs to pay for the burial costs of her son.
But my son was already buried and dead in the wall 19 days before I did this interview. And you reciprocated these benefits and you didn't give me anything, but you slandered and defamated my character. You talked bad about me in Los Angeles and to whatever ear person would listen to you. You shunted my son's death for 5 years. And I want to know why, because I never did nothing to you. And LAPD killed my son and Black Lives Matter robbed me after his death.
So what if the Black Lives Matter movement had an opportunity to make this right, what could they do to make this right?
To keep it real with you, Eddie, the only thing that they can do to make this right is stand down and get up out of fight, because they have made this fight into a money bag fight. Everybody think it's all about money, but it's bigger than the money, because we still dying out here globally. So the money don't mean nothing when they still killing us on these streets. It's sad that they came into this struggle like they was here for our children, but they had a hidden secret agenda the whole time. And they buying properties, but won't help us families. How does that look?
Yes, I'm kind of concerned myself. I understand that you probably could use some assistance. A lot of families get like settlements from the police department and that kind of stuff. But then so many Black people, men, women, and children have been killed. Most of them don't get settlements. And so is there anything that's being done to support well, just yesterday, a man got shot and killed. The the police claim he thought he was tasering him. He pulled out the gun and shot him and hollered taser, and now the man is dead. And so it looks like an accidental murder, but he's still dead. You know, right here in the state of Maryland, something similar happened a couple of days ago. Two people, the police claim he was trying to steal a car, and they shot both of them. The police shot both of them in the back. These kind of cases are continuing to go on. Is Black Lives Matter? Is there something on their agenda to deal with this? I mean, what's the houses, the properties, the star appearances, the Hollywood walks? What's all that about if it's not about these people that's just yesterday getting killed, still getting killed right up to yesterday?
About is that they getting paid off the death of our children. They don't care about our children dying out here on the streets. All they care about is they gonna get a bigger paycheck. And it's sad on all levels. Like that boy lost his life for nothing, but nothing's gonna happen to the police officer because Eddie, they got the defensive life doctrine, this execution, police homicide in the Constitution that states that they can kill us in a cruel and unusual fashion with no due process to Blacks and Blacks only. And I got a problem with that. So you telling me when they killed my son, they was doing their job by the Constitution? That's what it say. And they sitting up here talking about Black Lives Matter, but y'all ain't helping us get no type of justice. What do we want? Murder charges. When do we want them? Now. So if y'all not gonna help us get that, and y'all just reciprocating all these benefits, these movie deals, these Levi Strauss commercials, what are y'all really in this fight for? Because it doesn't seem like y'all in this fight to help us mothers and fathers get justice. Seem like y'all in this fight to get y'all fame, y'all glory, y'all want a platform. It ain't about what y'all thinking it's about because it's bigger than the money. And y'all taking the money and buying houses, but y'all not putting no homeless people in the community in these houses. Y'all not putting no mothers or fathers that's homeless in these houses. I was just homeless. I just got out of homelessness. They ain't never did nothing for me but slander and defamate my character and talk bad to me to anybody that will listen to them because I'm telling the truth about them robbing me for the death of my son.
So what do you want the public to know? I mean, if you had the opportunity to speak to the public, which you have now, what do you want the public to know that what they should be doing, what they can be doing, or what they need to be aware of?
I would want the public to know that, you know, these entities, when we lose our children and they come around and say, oh, yeah, we here to help you. We're going to fight for you. They already got some hidden, a secret agenda before they step in our fight. They not in this fight for the death of our children because if they was, they would really be out here. We could come together collectively and try to put an end, ceasefire to all of us dying out here on these streets. But they not with that. You know, they in order for them, they paychecks to keep coming, they got to keep being deaths. That's what people got to understand. If don't nobody die, Black Lives Matter die out. But long as people are dying, they get to circulate. They circulating. They ambulance chasers. Every time somebody die, they on the scene. But when you bury your kid, you don't see no BLM after that. They just disappear from you and on to the next family.
Okay. I guess I want to add something because I'm a baby from the 40s, and so I grew up around the 60s, and I've seen a lot of stuff. And I guess one of the things I want to say is that there is some righteous outrage and reaction to those kind of deaths in the street on the ground level, the grassroots level. A lot of people see sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers dying, and it happens in front of them, and they get outraged, and they ride, they do this, they do that, they do all sorts of things. I think down on the ground, I think it's safe to say that a lot of people down on the ground are mad, frustrated, outraged, and so on. And maybe we could make a separation. There might be some people that's being taken, well, not being taken advantage of, being brought off, I guess is the the right way to say it. There are some people that's taking advantage of this, but that doesn't include the whole grassroots movement, is what I'm saying. So, I mean, if there's particular organizations that's taking money from Jewish organizations or police organizations or any other kind of organizations that doesn't mean us any good, then that should be called out. But is there a way, maybe, and this is the final question, is there a way to get people to come together? Because I noticed y'all put a statement out there, and I was in Cleveland right after Tamir Rice. Is there a way to bring people together to sit down? It seemed like y'all are calling for a meeting. Is that what you're doing? You're calling for a meeting and you're making certain demands?
Yeah, we called for a meeting and we made certain demands, but they never did honor the meeting at all. It's sad that I don't understand why they just can't walk out our fight. Y'all done made all the money that y'all was gonna make off the death of our children. Y'all balling. Y'all made $90 million in less than 10 months last year. Why y'all just can't walk out our fight? I know why y'all can't walk out, because the money too good, but it's bigger than the money though. We dying out here and all y'all receiving is paychecks every time one of our children died. And then y'all don't even help the families. So to me, all the grassroots, the ones that had their boots on the ground, they should be the ones that's leading this fight, because they paved the way for Black Lives Matter. All these little Black Lives Matter organizations and all the states, that all the chapters that they dropped, they paved the way for Black Lives Matter to move the way they move. So they should get up out of here and let the people that was actually had their boots on the ground run this fight, because they boots is in a pedicure bowl. They boots ain't on the ground. If it ain't no action, ain't no cameras with them. So if you don't have no cameras come to your situation, you won't see Black Lives Matter. But if your situation go global or make the news, oh yeah, they there. So they need to get out of our fight, because they making it bad for the activists that's really out here with their boots on the ground making noise. They got their pockets on the ground.
Okay, thanks. That's the last word. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Thanks for joining me. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you for having me, Eddie.
And you take care here. Thanks for joining this episode of Rattling the Bars.